y'all, and welcome to the Southern Citizen, or as Northerners call it, the Year in Review program, on the Roots News Network. Now, today we are covering very important topics in Southern history from the years 1857 and 1858. Now, they are slightly important to Northern history, but, well, we all know what they say about them Northern folk. So, the first thing that we are going to talk about today is the Dred Scott case of 1857. And also we're going to cover the Lincoln-Douglas debates of 1858. Now, these two events are crucial to American and particularly Southern history. For more information on the Dred Scott case, let's head over to our reporter, Sally.
Early in 1857, our Supreme Court heard a shocking and controversial case. Dred Scott was an enslaved African American who lived in Illinois, which y'all might recall as being one of the free states in the Union. Now Scott, self-justified by Northern principles, believed that since he lived in a free state, he should be free. Of course, our esteemed Chief Justice, Roger B. Taney, saw right through that outrageous logic and protected that particular Southern property. Let's hear from Taney himself for more on this matter.
Glad to be here, ma'am.
So, Mr. Chief Justice, what is your opinion on the Dred Scott case?
Marvelous question. You see here, the appeal itself was fundamentally flawed, as a Negro such as Scott had no right to see in federal court, whether he be enslaved or free. They are not citizens of our great republic, and the idea that a Negro could become a citizen is utterly preposterous.
Well said, Mr. Chief Justice. Now you had also brought forth two other claims that were received with harsh backlash with those sensitive Northern types.
I did indeed, ma'am. I believe that John C. Calhoun was entirely correct in his propositions surrounding slavery and the Fifth Amendment. Southern citizens had a right to their slave property, and as such, our legislatures could not prevent them from taking their property into other territories. And as such, those absurd documents I'm of course referring to, the Missouri Compromise and Northwest Ordinance, are unconstitutional.
Are you saying that the federal government has a right to regulate state affairs?
That's exactly what I'm saying, ma'am. The federal government has no responsibility in regulating matters that are not in the Constitution, such as slavery.
Alright, now let's get back to our anchor, Charlene.
Hey y'all, it's good to see you again. Now, just to shake things up a little and add a little spice to our life, we have a commentator from the North that would like to give her perspectives on today's covered events. Now, keep in mind that her opinion may be slightly misguided, as she does drink all of that funny fluoride in the water up in the North.
Thank you for allowing me to speak on your wonderful Year in Review program.
Him, you must mean the Southern Citizen.
Okay, yes, well, whatever it's called, thank you for having me. I had the pleasure of watching the first part of the show, which covered the Dred Scott case, and I wanted to talk about what I believe is a much more important event that occurred a year after the Dred Scott case, the Lincoln-Douglas debates. First off, the Lincoln-Douglas debates were actually very important to the North as well as the South. It involved the powers of Congress, which governs both the North and the South. At the time of the debates, Illinois was a free Northern state, so I'm not sure why it's being discussed on a Southern show, as it is clearly important to Northerners.
Excuse me, dear, but the debates were a far more Southern thing than Northern thing, as the key topic in it was slavery, which, as you know, is a crucial part of our Southern society.
Okay.
Anyway, just go on, darling.
Okay. Well, that may be true, but every single debate was in Illinois, a northern state. And they erupted over the campaign of Abraham Lincoln and Stephen A. Douglas for one Illinois Senate seat. Again, the debates were far more important to the North than the South. I greatly appreciate you allowing me to speak on your Southern show about such a Northern event. The South is so lovely, hot, and mucky. I'll sure miss all the humidity.
Thank you very much, Northern commentator. Y'all see what I mean about the Northerners being affected by fluoride and all? So tragic. I mean, she had the simple-mindedness to think that the Lincoln-Douglas debates were more important to the North than to the South. Oh, bless her soul, that poor unfortunate darling. Well, I do appreciate those of you who joined me here today, and I hope you learned a little bit something about our great Southern history and the importance of both the Dred Scott case and the Lincoln-Douglas debates to the South. Now, y'all have a good evening. Drink plenty of sweet tea, and don't let that humidity affect you too much. Now, be sure to turn into Southern Citizen on our program next week to learn all about debutante etiquette and watch a brand new program featuring Eli Whitney's son, Eli Whitney, speaking on his father's cotton gin.